Wow, wow, wow. Can you believe we're already in the month of February, entering into the month of March? I want to invite everybody to our Facebook and Empowerment Moment with Dr. G. I'm super excited to be here with all of you. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the spring. I'm ready to be able to enjoy good weather. You know, no matter how it's been and what's been going on, it's been one of those seasons where you just decide to just say, you know what, let me get to the best of what I can based on whatever is happening. Do the best with it, enjoy the moment, take in a deep breath and go with the flow. So I'm Dr. G with my goal, and we exist as an organization to support families facing autism and other intellectual disabilities. And we've been on this autism journey, or I have been on this autism journey since 2003, when my son, Nicholas, was diagnosed. Many of you may know my story, some may not, but regardless, the fact that you are joining us today is all part of being a part of a rich family, because no matter what life hits you with, you find a way to get through it. I want to welcome my families who are joining me in my Zoom room. Chris, great to see you. Happy New Year. Maleni, great to see you. Happy New Year. We invite our Facebook friends to join us on this awesome journey. I miss all of you guys desperately and wickedly. I can't wait to just hug all of you and just, say hello to you, because, we've been in that season where we've been in like almost like a frozen state. But in any case, we're here, we're alive, and we're well. One of the visions of my goal was really in establishing this organization was to really connect with other families who are on the same challenging journey, but not looking at it as just a challenge, but looking at it as an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to spread my wings. And so as I'm spreading my wings, I know that you're spreading it with me. And one of our key things in really sharing with our families is impart hope. And over the years, one acronym God has given me about hope is holding on to possibilities every day. So if you've ever been in contact with me or interacted with me, I have learned the importance of seeing the glass as I half full, no matter what's going on. And I tell you, when you do that, it has a tremendous ability to change your mood, no matter what happens. Jenny, I'm sure, Jenny, who's my program coordinator, just came back from maternity leave. And I'm sure when Raymond does, spills milk, you're like, oh, isn't that so cute? Would you say that? You're not seeing how much mess you have to clean up.
Right.
You're just seeing it as, oh, isn't it so cute? It's tempting to say, oh, darn it. I probably just made this bottle of milk for you. And here it is. You're already
over the counter.
You're feeling it. So, but you just see the beauty in having this amazing young baby. And, one of these days you show the baby as he grows. But I wanted to come on here, and I got to tell you, every so often I start to feel like, oh, what's the point? What am I going to share? What am I going to talk about? And today I was doing my daily devotion, because I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning to get ready to go to work. And I decided that, COVID and the season has become so mundane, and in a way it could be depressing if you lean into that route. If you lean into that process of just going one way, the negativity will get you. So I made up my mind that I needed to get active again. I needed to be very intentional and focused. And so part of that routine is getting up in the morning, making time to exercise, making time to run around. Thank you, Leona, for joining us on Facebook. Share the link with your friends. And so I made it a point that I want to get up and I want to get active. Can you imagine? Get active at 5 a.m. in the morning. So by the time I get to work, I am on cloud 9. I mean, I'm sure my team members are like, who is this woman? What have you been on? What have you been I'm just like totally ready to start my day. I am a morning person. So those people who know me know if you call my house at 10 p.m., you are not getting me because this child or this woman is in bed, B-E-T. I am hitting it night out, y'all. 5 a.m. I'm up and ready to go. And that's the time that I spend with God. And that's the time that I get a time to reflect and think about what the day looks like and what's coming up in the morning. And this morning, I one of my devotionals that I read is called, it's a Bible app called, the Bible U version. And the scripture for the day, I loved it. I have heard it for many times and I loved it. I thought I would share that today. And it's Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. Proverbs 27, if you look at the book of Proverbs, is like a book of wisdom and is really, really crucial. And it says, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Think about it. If you ever want to sharpen your knives, don't you want to bring two irons together? And that's how you get it sharp. So a friend has to sharpen a friend. And I started to think about that. And there was a couple of devotionals. And one was by this guy, Van Jackson, who I'm just going to take excerpts of what he said and share that with us. And I want to encourage all of us that are on this line today to kind of take some key points from what I'm going to share. And I'll talk about some of the things my Bowl is doing. And one of the things he talked about was the importance of your character and how critical that is. So we all know that on this journey, it can be very, very challenging. And sometimes when people come at you from a way where they should be empathetic and they're not, or they should be more understanding and they're not, or they're making things more difficult, it's easy to strike back and just be like, you're being unfair and say something negative. But it's important to stay true to who you are. And who you are is a person who reflects the God that's in you. And who you are is someone who's kind, someone who is patient. Even if you don't think yourself as patient, you can be patient because you got to think of yourself that way. And especially if you're raising a loved one who needs your attention, who needs that extra care, we have to find a way to be able to process things that are challenging to us and walk through it regardless. So what would I say to you? It's important to maintain a character that is true to self. So what your character is very critical. But it's also important to realize that the people you surround yourself with have impact on you. So the question I ask is, who are the people who surround you daily? Consider those who, are they sharpening you? Are they challenging you in every area of your life? Who's holding you accountable? Who's holding you accountable? That's one thing that I had to think about today. I was just like, who are the people that God has placed in my life who are holding me accountable? And on this line, I can honestly tell you, my families, my Go families are holding me accountable because guess what? I have to find a reason to come on here and talk to you and share. That's holding me accountable. Even when I'm feeling like, okay, maybe I don't feel like it, I know that there is power in agreement, meaning that we share, we connect, we talk, and that's a very, very crucial. And so the question is, who is holding you accountable? Who can check you? Who have you allowed in your space to hold you accountable? And the people who hold you accountable are people who inspire you to pursue more, to go to the next level, to remind you that you can't stop where you are. We do that with our kids. Expect them to go to the next grade, right, Jenny? You expect Liam to say, hey, you got to go to the next mile. You can't stop there. So as a parent, we are holding those kids. We become accountability. Who's holding you accountable? What are you doing to ensure that you don't just drop? You don't just get lazy. So the point here is that who is holding you accountable to achieve your God-given purpose? You have been gifted with so many talents, and many of us don't see how gifted we are. So oftentimes, because we don't see how gifted we are, we need other people around us to remind us of how gifted we are. So what is sharpening? What are the iron sharpening relationships around you? Who are the people who help you to get to the next level? So one of the people who helps me to get to the next level is my own dear, what I call her my spiritual mom, my mentor, Pastor Lorraine, who's watching me. I love you. Thank you for always holding me accountable. I got to tell you, this woman reminds me that they need to be true to self. They need to take rest. So the day that I was sharing how I had taken rest, she was very proud of me because she's like, you know what, you're wearing yourself out. I appreciate you. I appreciate your love. I appreciate you reminding me to stay true to self. So she's one of those people that has held me accountable all my life. So the question here is, who are the mentors? So parents that are watching me tonight, who are your mentors? It doesn't matter how old you are. You need someone around you who will push you to get you to the next level. So what are some of who are the people who are in your inner circle? Who are the people who are close to you? Who are the people who potentially can keep you stagnant or prevent you from pursuing your God-given destiny? And then there's some people who can propel you to your God-given destiny. I'm saying you as a parent or you as a caregiver, because we have to start with ourselves. If we don't have the big vision of the things that God is calling us to do, how can we inspire our children? How can we encourage them to go to the next mile when we ourselves have limited ourselves to only certain things? And the only way you can push yourself to the next level is to have people around you. So that's why I said, that scripture, iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. So what do you consider a friend? Who do you consider a friend? A friend, by many, 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 many definitions, has to be someone who gives to you and you give back to them. It can be one way. It never is supposed to be one way. So if you're around people who you feel very drained when you're around them, and they're very critical of you, then you need to think twice about who these people are. Who are the people who are in your network? Who are the people who are in your network? Earlier, as I started to think and ponder about that, I started to kind of write out. I started to write out who are the people who have inspired me all my life. My parents are part of that because, I see where they came from and how hard they worked. And I always wanted to do more and be better. And that's what I'm inspiring my kids to do as well, too. I work with my team members and I'm like, you know what? I'm not satisfied with where we are. We need to go to the next level. This afternoon, I was talking to a couple of team members and we're talking about how we need to improve on our craft. One of the things as a pharmacist I train to do is talk to people about their medicines. And, so my goal is to train other future pharmacists to be better communicators. And so we were trying to think about how do we encourage and inspire them to do that. And I didn't want to use the word patient counseling. I'm just like, who wants to be here? Who wants to come into the room? I'm like, I'm going to counsel you. It doesn't sound exciting. So we had to sit there and it's like, let's think outside of the box. And what was wonderful was like I was around other people who are willing to look beyond what we normally do and think creatively. That's what this is about. So I'm here to inspire us to say our goal in life is to look at the people who are around us, who inspire us, who encourage us, and who propel us to go forward. And if we don't have those people in our lives, then we need to look for new people. And they're around. They are around. So I am going to throw the question out there, and Jenny just posted it. And what are the characteristics or what are the traits that you look for in a friend? Jenny, what would you say, and anybody else that's on here, if you want to chime in, what would you say is a good trait or good characteristic that you will look for in a friend?
I think one thing I always look for in people is a genuine smile.
Okay.
If you are on a crappy day, a rainy day, if you are just smiling, I think I want to be around you.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So come drink the happy Kool-Aid, right?
I love the Kool-Aid.
Yes. No, it's a happy, there's people who are, joyous and joyful. I think Sean put it in the chat as loyalty is one of the things you look for. And, one of the things I have to say about what we look for also in a friend is something that the values that we look for in friendship should also be the values we also bring to the friendship. So if one is looking for joy, we also want to bring joy to that person, right? So then it helps us to kind of look at that factor as what's important. So one of the key things that I wanted to kind of inspire us with today is that think about how you engage with people, and your kids are watching you. The people that you look for in friends. Thank you, Pastor Lorraine. She said she looks for trust. Yes, and encouragement. Those are very crucial things that one needs to look for in friendships. So loyalty, trust, joy. You know, these are things that we always want to think about as we think about friendships. And I think that when we put all these things in perspective, it allows us to really, really, really get us to the next level. So today, my key piece of talking about the importance of having friendship is that person should sharpen you. That person should pull you to the next level. And especially for those of us who are carrying that extra weight of responsibility as caregivers. And whether you're a caregiver for a child or a caregiver for perhaps an adult, because we know that people have aging parents who may have Alzheimer's, who may have dementia, and the responsibility is hefty. And so having people around them that can inspire, encourage, pray for them, remind them of how important they are and what they're doing is very, very crucial. So I just wanted to use that as a means to encourage you today and say, pause for a minute. Think about the people who have been with you all this long, who have been there for you. And I invite you to let them know today that it means something to you. I invite you to let them know how much you love and care for them. And if you've been listening to me for the past year, one of the key things I've said is that COVID has reminded us the importance of letting people know how much we love and appreciate them. So I want to just thank all of you families for being a blessing to me. I want to thank all of the My Goal supporters. You guys have made this organization continue to inspire and impact so many lives throughout the years that we've been around. We've entered into our 13th year of making impact, restoring hope, restoring families. And it's just such a joy to continue to do it day in and day out. And I just want to say thank you to all the innumerable angels out there who give anonymously, those of you who have given to our different events. I just want to say thank you to my board members. Thank you. You guys have been an amazing source of support. I'm especially, Chris, you appreciated the other day. I was looking at some of the My Goal pictures from when we started. And I see Nate in his little short, you know, when he was just a little tiny baby, and now a young man. And, you know, Mylene, I think about, you know, you joining us on a journey and how many years we've been together. And I'm just like, wow, you know, I'm seeing all the kids growing up, and I'm like, my own kids are growing up. I guess in a way, I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, okay, Genevieve, you're growing too. Right. So
it's like soon enough, they're going to be having kids of their own.
I know. Oh my God, please don't say that. I'm already having palpitation thinking about my son, my son being a parent. And you know, okay, I'm not going to show my vanity here, because I'm having a moment thinking I will be a grandmother in like 10 years. Whoa. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. Sana, whenever you're ready. Okay, she's going to kill me for saying this on social media. When you have a mother like me, you just never know. That's why they want to put a Band-Aid on my mouth. It's not going to work though. So anyway, I am just being funny about it. But I want to say thank you all to my prayer partners, all to our church family, to our nuclear family, extended family. Jenny, I appreciate you. Thank you for all you do. Tell David, thank you for allowing you to just take all those kind of crazy calls from me all hours of the day. I've been good though. You have to notice. I've been kept busy, so I don't bother you as much. God is answering your prayers. God is, Pastor Lorraine, you appreciate it. Now I sleep more. I'm not waking up at those ridiculous 2 a.m. sending those emails. I actually did learn that all this time you think I would have learned that Gmail will allow you to actually plan your emails. Did you know that?
You can like schedule it.
You can schedule it. Thank you. I didn't know you can schedule it. Can you imagine? People have been laughing at me like, what is this? So now I can safely send my email at 2 a.m. It will get to your inbox at 7. Do not think I'm just sending it at 7. I probably woke up at midnight and said, oh, I got to send that email. Yes. Yeah, Sean, yes, you'll be getting emails from me at 3. No, you should not send emails and text messages at 3 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, I just shared that just to make the point that we need to be able to be funny. We need to be able to not take ourselves so seriously, even as much as we're serious. Some of us are serious, a little too much. But the point here is that we should surround ourselves with people who inspire us, encourage us, and then we also be loyal and trustworthy and faithful and committed to the people who God has placed in our lives. That is the vision of my goal, and that's why I come on here. So my word for you today, for this month, is as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Be a friend that brings encouragement to others. Be a friend that helps to propel someone to the next level. Be a friend that reminds people they are fearfully and wonderfully made, and there is goodness in them. Be a friend that looks for the good in your friends and not looking to bring them down. Be a friend that is always constant, that somebody could pick up the phone and call you. And no matter how hard your day may be going, you can pause and long enough to listen. So let's encourage each other with that word. So I hope that it inspires you, that encourages you, that empowers you. And thank you for joining us as we do that. We're going to transition and share some couple of exciting things that we have coming up. I shared with you last month that we have some big news that will be coming up. I'm going to tease you for one more month to share that with you. That's going to keep you just waiting to hear some of the good stuff. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. But in the meanwhile, I wanted for those people who may not be aware of who my goal is and what we do, to kind of hear some of the exciting things that we have coming up. So Jenny, I'm going to talk to you a little bit and you're going to share some of the things we are. But remember, my goal is just to support families. And we do that by, creating content that inspires, that encourages, that empowers, that uplifts. And beyond just that, we also look for ways to connect with each other. We look for ways to inspire each other, and we look for ways to propel people. But beyond that, we also want to be tangible. We want to provide resources to families who desperately need it. And how do we do that? We are a 501c nonprofit organization. That means that fundraising is one element that we do, and all donations go back to the families for what it is intended for. I contribute to the same organization. I contribute my time. I don't get paid for my services. It is all part of what I do because I know God has blessed me to be a blessing. And there are people who have decided to partner with us through this journey to be a blessing to others. And in that 13th years, as we 12 years that we've been here, we've raised money to give to families over the years. And this year, we're getting ready to get into our fundraising season, where we do what we call a bowling for autism. Previous years, we actually bowled for live. But this year we're going to actually do virtual like we did last year. But before we get into the bowling part or our fundraising part, I wanted to talk a little bit about a new activity that we have coming up. We have 2 monthly activities every month in the past few years. We have a support group, but now we're turning into what we call Ask the Expert, where we bring professionals on to talk to us about different topics. And so in the month of March, we have the topic, and Jenny will share that. Our topic for the month of March, is As an Expert, and is speech communication strategies in a virtual world. And we're gonna have my dear friend, Ade Otibanjo, who's a speech pathologist, who's gonna be talking to us about speech communication strategies to use in a virtual world. So do join us Sunday, March 14th at 3 p.m. for this exciting time. So that's the first one we're gonna talk about. Then we have an activity that Jenny is going to be hosting. Jenny, you want to tell them about this activity that we have coming up for the families?
Sure. Can you see the?
Yes, you were just sharing it just now. Okay. So we did a survey of families, and we ended up landing on this topic. So we want to talk to people about that a little bit.
Yes. So pretty much, we just wanted to know what it is that people are looking for. What everybody's been virtual and in this virtual world for a year now. What's different? What don't you like? What do you like? And after some outreach and some survey results, most people just want to chat. They just miss socialization. They miss hanging out with girlfriends or family friends and just chatting. So that's kind of where we came about with the My Goal Social Hour. It's just exactly what it is. We're going to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. On the survey results, actually, I'll stop sharing and pull up the survey results as well. We talked about recipes or books, movies, exciting events coming up, anything that, you know, you want to talk about. If you want to get a little more serious, talk about education, talk about, you know, strategies in this virtual world, you know, we can do that. It's just a safe place for all of us to just chat. So we figured out a time. We're going to be doing this the second Thursdays of every month at 7 o'clock. These are some of the topics that, you know, people are interested in. We're going to bring the kids into it eventually as well. Really, it's a safe space. It's going to be private. It won't be here on Facebook. You'll have to register for the link to watch us and join. And you can either just join and listen, join and talk, join and, you know, meet new people. We're just, you know, it's the new world of socialing. So that's what we're going to get doing.
All right. Awesome. Wow. You know, I just love the creativity that comes out. Jenny and I sometimes sit and talk and she's like, hey, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? And then we throw it to the families and then they give us feedback back. So we want to be able to be real. We want to be relevant. We want to be able to share and talk. And for those of you, I don't think I shared this, but last month when I was here, I told you how I took a nap. I said, one of the things that I started to do this year is really, really learn to relax a little bit more, believe it or not. So last month to talk about, so at least Jenny, what I'm trying to say is that when you do your social hour, I will actually be able to talk about something else that's relevant that somebody might find interesting.
Right.
So we decided to do, you know, over the Valentine's Day weekend, go up to upstate New York with a family. And of course, in my normal traditional way, I came along with my computer, just in case I felt like I needed it. Thankfully, I was delivered from that computer, from my workaholism of feeling like I need a computer. You know what my kids did to me? My kids were like, Mom, why don't we do something fun? So we went, my husband and I went for a massage, you know, did that. That was fun. And they said, why don't you watch a movie or watch a show? We couldn't figure out what to watch at first. And then they put on The Crown. The series, I must be like 4 years behind times, right? Because this has been on there for a while now. For the first time in a long time, I sat down for almost 9 hours straight. I know, Jenny, you have your mouth open.
Who is this? Am I on the wrong Zoom call? I mean, you binge watched the show?
Completely. Wow. If you ask Sen and Delali, they were like, what happened to our mother? They were texting their aunties and everybody to say, what happened to her? I was hugged. So now I'm like, oh, I see when people are talking about it, watching this show. I'm like, don't you guys have a life? Well, somehow along the way, I think I came to reality, realizing the balance is important. So now I have something to contribute. Now, of course, because it was an interesting, Netflix, you're on there, you're on vacation, you can really relax. I had to tell you, I came back to work more refreshed because at least I was able to allow my mind to relax a little bit and do something fun with the family, the husband, the kids. We had something to talk about and share and things like that. And Nick was with us, it was just really a great time. So yes, I will have an opportunity to listen to, be a part of the social hour. We can talk about some of the shows people are watching, just to really get our mind off of the things that takes our mind away. So yes, you believe it or not, I was part of something that is just kind of like weird that way. And so yeah, we look forward to that. So we want to invite everybody to join us the second Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. Yes. Yep. For our social hour. Once again, if you want to be a part of that, You're going to be able to check us out on mygoalautism.org. Jenny is going to send information. I will post the link also here for people to sign up so that people can join us. And it won't be Facebook private, it will be private so people can share freely without being judged. So that's coming up starting in March. We also wanted to talk about our upcoming fundraising event, which is geared towards a very important program that we have, which is our grants program. So our grant program is something we offer every year. Last year, we gave out $15,000 to 20 families across the continental United States. We wanted to share a little bit of the story of two of the recipients so you can hear from them live. They gave us permission to share their stories. So I just want to put it out there that we're not, these are families who said it was okay to share what your grant program was for.
Hi, my Goal community. When we received the notice that we award $1,000 from you guys, it means a lot for us. I'm a single mom and I'm the mother of this beautiful little girl. Her name is Nirvana. She is, how old are you?
7.
No.
8.
Yes, she just turned 8 the last 25th of June. So she can't figure it out. How old is she? And it means a lot, especially in this difficult situation. The fund will be used for add more swimming lessons for Nirvana because she's very clumsy, and the input that she received when she's swimming helped her a lot to regulate her body. Thank you very much, and also to provide some food and clothes for her since she's growing a lot right now. And thank you. We just wanted to say thank you for all your generosity, and we will definitely, we're going to share this information with more families for them to apply to this amazing help. Thank you so much, and stay healthy.
Yeah, so that was one of the families that received grant, and as you heard, she was one of our $1,000 recipients in the year 2020. We'll have another story to share with you, another family that also received their grant.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Miller.
And Miller, how old are you?
I am 4.
You're 4.
Hi, we are the Morleys. This is Nick and I'm Ashley, and that was Miller that you just met. He is 4 years old and he's on the spectrum, and he's the happiest little boy.
He is, and when we found out that we got the grant from My Goal, we were so excited. Having a child on the spectrum is always a really confusing journey to take, if that's the right way to say it, but institutions like yours that help families like us, it really helps us get the help that we're looking for. This is really going to help our family as far as communication goes. That was one of the biggest things that we were worried about when we received the diagnosis. And as Miller was growing up, we weren't sure the best way to talk with him and give him the tools to let us know how he's feeling and what he needs. And ABA has really been a huge game changer when it comes to stuff like that. So we're super grateful how that's going to help our family. And we're really excited about the results that we've had and the results going forward.
Yes, and with the grant, he'll be able to continue those ABA services, which have been life-changing for us. And My Goal is really been, or it's really such an important company for all families with children with autism, because you guys provide so much support for families like us and starter kits, and it's a really good place to begin when you get the diagnosis and you don't know where to start. It's scary and it's overwhelming, and there's so much to do and to read and to learn. And My Goal is such a wonderful resource, and we're so grateful for the resource and for the grant, and we couldn't be happier and more excited.
Thank you guys so much.
Wow, Jenny, every time I hear that, it just makes it worth every minute, every time, every resource. And so for those of you who are watching, that's a little bit of the excerpts you heard from families speaking out on because of the donations and support that others have provided. And this is a fraction of the many stories we've heard over the years. And we want to continue to be a source of resource and a source of blessing to more families. So we're gearing up for our 2021 Bowling for Autism event. This is where we use the resources to now raise money. But before we talk about the fundraiser, I wanted also to invite those of you who are watching who may know a family member or two that you think may be eligible or interested in applying for our grant. Jenny, if you want to show them how they can apply for the grant.
Absolutely. So you are going to go to www.mygoalautism.org. It'll bring you right here to the homepage. Nice and simple. You're going to go right here to My Goal Resources. The first tab underneath is Grants. It's going to bring you to a little bit about the grant and, you know, when it got started. And then right down here is the My Goal Autism Grant Program. This is what is live right now until April 30th. This is all the information you need for the grant. It's going to tell you the 3 things that you're going to need to upload to the actual application. It's going to tell you when you'll be notified by July 15th. And then you're going to click right here. It's hyperlinked. And this is the actual grant application. So it's all this information is listed here again, and you'll just start. This again, it's going to tell you what to upload. And then moving forward from here, it's just all your information, all your names, diagnosis. You can also go in, you can save this and come back to it. So you have until April 30th to get this in. So, you know, you can start it and then save your progress and go ahead back into it. You can always reach out to us. I can check it out on the back end, make sure everything is in, everything was uploaded. We can see if it was complete or partial. So again, you're just going to go to www.mygoalautism.org and you'll go right to that grant section, the My Goal Resources grant, and click that hyperlink. It'll take you right here. This is everything you'll need to know about the grant. Like I said, it's open till April 30th. You'll be notified by July 15th. And any questions, you know, always reach out. We're always here.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much for that. So you can see here that families who applied last year, they did the same application process. It's online based. We like for you to upload your information. We don't share any of that information. We have a robust committee that reviews it, who able to evaluate it based on the information that's sent. I will encourage those families that are applying to please kindly get the medical questionnaire completed by a physician or a practitioner who knows your child well and can describe to the degree of what challenges your child may have. That's very important. And then also in the questionnaire to describe what's going on with the family and how this resource will be helpful to you. And we promise you that those resources will go to you. So where do we get the money to give to those families? Well, we get the money from supporters like those of you who are watching us. Hi, Jennifer, watching from Ghana. What are you staying up so late doing? That's my program director from Ghana, Haven International Programming. So we love you. Thank you for being a blessing to us. So as we're talking about supporting our families, I want to remind us that we can be a part of being a blessing to those who are challenged by raising a loved one who has special needs. And not only are some of these individuals struggling to even just provide basic therapies, a lot of times they also need it for the basic life essentials. You heard our first grant recipient, Verna's mom, talking about just needing clothing. That's simple. That's how you can partner with us. And how can you do that how can you be a supporter and also have fun at the same time? Jenny, why don't you tell them about our upcoming April 2020 Bowling for Autism event?
I would love to. So we are just starting to get all this information out there. This is the 2021 My Goal Virtual Bowling for Autism event. Last year, it was so much fun. We had some competitive teams. At the end of it, the Rutgers pharmacy students, they took home the win. They took home first place. It is so much fun. It's competitive. It's run very smoothly. I know a lot of people are like, what is a virtual Bowl-A-Thon? It's exactly what it is. It is a virtual Bowl-A-Thon. We have a online bowling game that you and your team will play. We will set up a campaign page and a fundraising page for you to get that information out to your family, your friends, post it on your social media, get everybody involved. And then, you know, you want to join in on Sunday, April 25th. And that's when the bowling will commence. That's when the competition will start. Depending on the amount of teams, we figure out the amount of rounds that will be played. It's really fun. It's pretty competitive. Last year it was a lot of fun, and I mean, personally, I'm very much looking forward to doing it again. I get to come into all of your little rooms and see all your bowling and how you're doing, and you guys are stressed where I'm just popping around looking at everybody and seeing what you're doing. So it's a really great time. This is our flyer, obviously, for 2021. We hope that you'll all join us, register your teams. You'll be able to get to all this information at mygoalautism.org. This information is getting put up there in the next day or so. And yeah, again, always here to answer your questions.
Awesome. So as you can see, this is part of our mission to support families facing autism. And we do that by creating connections and providing resources. And we do it by providing tangible resources. So we put our money where our mouth is, and we make sure that families can really speak to what we're doing. And we couldn't do it without you. We want to have fun doing it. And so we wanted to share some of the upcoming events with you. Our monthly Ask the Experts is free. You know, a lot of the things we try to do for families are free. Why? Because they're already stressed going through challenges already, and they need as much encouragement as they can. And then there's sometimes just people just need a word from us, and we're here as a resource to them. So once again, the word for you for this month is, as iron sharpens iron, so is a friend who sharpens a friend. That's the empowerment moment topic for the month. So take that and tell your friends, I'm a friend to you because you're a friend to me. Let your children know that to pick their friends wisely, because it's very important. And sometimes in life, we've been blessed to have people who have been friends with us for a lifetime, and that is a gift. So tell your friend who has been with you for a lifetime, you're a friend that keeps giving. So from that note, I want to just thank all of you for watching us later. If you pick this up on Facebook later, we want you to know we appreciate you. Please do share the link, especially in reference to the grant application. We want people to apply. We want also people to know that they could be a part of the journey with us. We want them to join our social hour event, our Ask the Expert event. And if you have any other ideas or thoughts or topics that you think you want My Goal to be a part of, we want you to be able to reach out to us. Genevieve at mygoalautism.org or info@mygoalautism.org, Jenny at mygoalautism.org. We're here for you. We want to be able to journey with you so you're not alone. So remember, you're not alone. We care about you. We love you, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on next month. With our My Goal Social Hour. We'll be back on with Ask Our Expert. We'll be back on with Empowerment Moment with with Dr. G, and so much more stuff that will come up. And if you're not getting our emails, we invite you to be a part of our email campaign. You can email us at info@mygoalautism.org, and we can make sure you get all our messages and information. And please, 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 if you know families that you know they're struggling and they've received a diagnosis, they need to find a way to navigate through it. Please don't let them know we're here for them. We can help them where you may not be able to. So thank you for being a part of it. We love you. We thank you, Chris and Mylene and Patricia and Adoranke and everyone else that join us. I love you and I appreciate you so much. Please give my love to the wonderful, wonderful special ones that you have. All right, on that note, we'll see you next month. Bye now.